Hi there, BJD Addicts of YouTube. My name is Foxxian, and I'm here to do prompt number 1, and that is introductions. So I'm going to talk very briefly about myself, and then I'm going to move right on to them, because I have 14 of them, and I'm boring anyway. So let's see. I am a digital artist. I also do traditional work. I like to read and I like to watch movies. I like to do all that average kind of stuff. Other than that, I am boring. So yes, moving on. This is my first doll that I ever got. I got him back in 2006. He is a Dalmor Kid Aiden boy, and his name is Kiori. As you can see, he's a fairly mature looking sculpt. And Dalmor actually discontinued the Aiden sculpt. So yes, they don't sell him anymore. And his hair is always falling into his eyes. And unfortunately, you cannot see his pretty purple glass eyes, which took me forever to find because glass eyes in 12mm, yet in the color purple, is very hard to find. Anyway, he is my favorite boy still. And by favorite, I mean if there was ever a natural disaster and I had to run out of the building, he would be the first I'd grab. That kind of favorite. Anyway, I am going to try and introduce my dolls in the order that I got them in. So next, I actually went and jumped to the 60cm dolls. This is Roon. He is a Let's Delph Redemption the Moon. And as you can see by his adorable fuzzy ears and his fluffy tail, he is a fox boy. And foxes are my favorite animal, so yes, I had to have one in my collection. And after Roon, I decided to go small. I decided to get most of the common sizes for them. This is Desec. He is a Bambi Crony gun boy. And as you can see, he has lovely red hair. And I'm not sure if you can see on my crummy digital camera. And he has freckles. Yes, that's Desec. Moving on to my fourth doll. I went back to the MSD size. It's my favorite size. This is a Kid Delph boy. His name is Glyph. And the physical doll itself comes with a horror story, but I'm going to be saving that for the horror story prompt. Because it is indeed a very horrific story. With Glyph came a floating event head, which was my first floating head. And like most people who are in the hobby and have floating heads know, if they linger long enough, they start being very demanding. And Rail demanded to have his own body after a while. So yes, this is Rail. He is a Nannery 07. And he is on a fantasy doll Tobias male body. And he's actually modded quite a bit. I wanted to dabble in fussing with his face when I had him. And because I had no plans of actually making him a doll, a full doll, but as you can see, that changed. Yeah. I fell in love with him and decided to just keep him. And if you look closely, for those of you who know the Delph sculpts, They usually have a very pointy nose, but Real had a little accident with his nose. Well, not really an accident that he had. It was more an accident that I had. When I was attempting to do face-ups, I accidentally cleaned him with something that I shouldn't have cleaned him with. Yeah, newbie. I used a sponge and used the rough side, and I accidentally rubbed off his nose. It was flat. But I think I did a fairly good job fixing it at the time. As you can see, I actually like his nose, and it makes him 100% unique to me. So he's the only one who's like him. And yes, I did open his eyes also, so, which I think I did say already. Anyway, moving on from Rail, I decided to wander over to Fairyland and came back from Fairyland with a mini Fee. This is a mini Fee Woso boy. He is called Shinkai. Yep, and he was my first mini Fee, and it kind of went downhill from there. And you'll see why I say that in a little bit. After Shinkai, I got a other SD. This is Nolan, which means water lily or water lotus. But he is my other favorite of the SDs because he's pretty. He's a very handsome doll. He is a B&G Afra, which is not a very popular sculpt. I have no idea why it's not popular. It is adorable and handsome. And as you can see, he has pointed ears. And in an attempt to do this video, I actually stabbed my head with his ears. So I remember not to do that. Because it hurts. Anyway, after Nolan, I got a troublemaker from Fairyland. They sent me a troublemaker. This is Vaughn. He is a mini Fee Soren. And yes, he is the resident troublemaker. As you can see, he's a cheeky little thing. With Vaughn came an event faceplate. But I'll get back to that in a minute, since I actually didn't finish that doll until after I got two other dolls. I actually got this doll in a trade. I didn't intend to actually get him. His previous owner offered him to me when I was trying to sell a different doll. So this is a custom house, Yi on You. He is called Akiro, and he is just adorable. After Akiro came Lyle, who is fairly floppy at the moment. I need to restring him. Lyle is an Angel Heme Luca boy junior. As you can see, he has claws. And that is because he is a wolf character, and I have been considering getting him a tail and ears, but I'm not sure I can find someone to match his hair, because he has very wolf-like hair. It's got a gray base, and it has brown and red tips, so it's very interesting tail hair. Yeah. After Lyle, we're going back to the faceplate that I mentioned when I got Vaughn. And that faceplate turned into my first and only little Fee. I adore this little doll. He is just adorable. He is a little fee Arctic fox. And yes, he is on the little fee body. And he has an adorable little tail. And he is called Shiro. And he is my favorite of the tinies that I have, because he poses so beautifully. Even though he is really loose right now and floppy, he likes to throw temper tantrums because he's so floppy. I need to restring him. I am just not brave enough to restring a little fee. And after Shiro, I got Cassidy. Cassidy is my only girl, because I am really finicky about girl dolls. I do not like the, oh my god, she's so pretty dolls. I mean, they're all perfect and beautiful, but I really prefer girls that aren't like perfection. So Cassidy has that very pretty, charming look to her, which I just adore. She is in another space too, Choco girl. I'm not sure which way it's pronounced. And as you can see, she has beautiful red hair like Desec. And that is because she is Desec's older sister. Anyway, moving on. From Cassidy, I got another secondhand doll. He was completely unplanned. I was merely browsing the marketplace when I came across him. He is a mini fee Karsh, and I fell in love with him because of his face up. I actually did not care for the mini fee Karsh because the Fairyland face up was too dark and too harsh looking to me. So yes, this is Soren. He doesn't really have a character just yet since I only had him a few months. And he has a beautiful custom face up that I just fell in love with. I have no idea who did it. The previous owner did not tell me. I don't think she even knew because he was secondhand for her as well. But yeah, that's Soren. And then we come to my last and most recent doll. And by recent, I mean I just got him on Monday. And he's another SD. He is a Let's Delph Yitter. And even though I got him secondhand, he is pristine. I mean, the young lady I got him from did a immaculate job cleaning him and sending him to me. And even though he does not have a face up yet, he is adorable. And his name is Hayden. And so far for his character, I have decided that he is going to be blind. Tomorrow I will be getting the supplies to make him a cane. And so yes, that is all my lovely, lovely dolls. And hopefully I'll be doing more prompts. If anyone has any questions at all or anything, feel free to ask. Although I really doubt that anyone will ask me anything. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to sign off. I hope I didn't bore anyone too much. Have a nice day.